Good morning from the Days Inn Motel at Cloverdale, Greencastle, Indiana. We are here after spending the night. We are currently on a big road trip. We are coming back from the other side of the United States of America. By the other side, I don't mean the full other side, I mean Durango, Colorado. But we are on our journey home. If you missed some of the other videos, I recommend you check them out. I'll put them up here so that they pop up for you and you can catch them. But we are on our last full day on the way home, which doesn't seem real. We've been out since July 3rd. It is now July 20th, so it's been one heck of an adventure, but it's not over yet. So I'm not going to say it's been real. It has been, but I'm not signing off yet. Regardless, we are headed to Wheeling, West Virginia today. Unlike the other days, we had something planned for an activity on the way. We don't really have anything planned today, so today's just kind of going to be winging it, seeing, alright, what looks cool, what should I go check out, kind of that sort of deal. So we will see. If you also noticed, I have my Boom Barn shirt on. We got that from a fireworks dealer out in, what's it, either Iowa or South Dakota, one, two. I think it was South Dakota, don't quote me on that. But, yeah, if you missed that video as well, check it out. That's all I got, just kind of a long-winded, rambling intro that I'm giving here. Here's the rest of the video. We were all checked out of our room, getting the last of stuff loaded up into the car, as you can see, and then we'll be hitting the road. 298,772 miles. We have 350 miles to drive or so today, so we'll be breaking the 299,000 mark. We're headed right past Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis right now. See the city skyline out there. Pretty cool. Probably not going to go over to see anything in the actual city because I can't imagine that traffic is this good on a weekend, but there she is. Now it feels like we're in the city. Sitting here in traffic. We're on the 40-mile-per-hour ramp going not even 10. That sounds about right. We are back in Ohio. We just crossed the state line and there's the Welcome to Ohio sign. We have Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Maryland. Or West Virginia. I forgot we're crossing through there a little bit. In fact, that's where we're staying tonight. How could I forget? Very slowly but surely you can tell that we're starting to get back towards the East Coast. There's a lot more green out here. Big green trees, darker green grass, very lush colors. Not as much out west as there is here. We are 213 miles from our hotel. We have an arrival time of 4:07 without any stops, so we're definitely going to need a couple for bathroom and gas and all that. So slowly but surely making our way into Ohio and then into West Virginia from there. Tesla way up in front of us has a Maryland tag on it. That's the first one we've seen in quite some time, so looks like we are officially starting to get close to home. Entering the city limits of Columbus, Ohio. So far we haven't seen anything too interesting worth pulling over. We're gonna need gas here in a short little while, so I'll update you once we get that. If anything else happens in between, anything interesting, I'll show you, but otherwise, we'll catch you at the gas pump. There it is, $2.99. Here at the BP gas pump at the TA gas station, just filled up on gas. We were averaging 15.179 miles per gallon, so that's not too hateful. Can't complain about that. I also want to pull up something else on my phone real quick and show it to you that I think is pretty cool. One of my videos just went live, the Lexus GX470 sway bar Lincoln bushing replacement. Go watch that if you haven't, I'll put that here. But I just got this comment on that video that said, I have a GX470 and I'm in St. Louis for the Formula Drift event and found your sticker on a pole. I put that sticker up not even 24 hours ago, and that was the only sticker I put up in all of St. Louis. So I've been putting stickers all over the place to promote the channel. The one and only sticker I placed in St. Louis actually got me a viewer, so thank you for checking that out. That's pretty cool. We are back on the road, still just driving. Haven't really stopped to do anything except for get gas. Still same mentality as before. If we see anything interesting, we'll stop and check it out, but otherwise we're just going to keep on driving. I'm not really seeing anything interesting coming up in our forefront. Hasn't been too much interesting along the road, so keep on cruising. Maybe just end up at the hotel or maybe stop and do something cool. We shall see. ETA for the hotel is 4:30 if we go straight there, so that's what we're looking at now. It's 3 o'clock as we stand. So I said that we weren't going to take many stops, and then right afterwards we saw a sign and said, you know what, let's make a pit stop, see what that is. We're at the Great Circle Earthworks in Ohio. I don't know where exactly in Ohio. I'll put it up here, but we decided to check it out, see what it is, because it said that it's a piece of history. He was like 10-15 minutes outside the highway, and like I said, we're not in any kind of rush. We're going to get to the hotel at 4:30, and we don't have anything to do besides get there and then leave tomorrow, so why not explore a little bit, see what there is to see out here. There's kind of a topographical map of what we're looking at right now, but you can see the hill that goes up there and around, and the trenches on either side that follow the inside of it. It's interesting. Here's some more information on the earthworks themselves. I'll put that in now so you can read it.
1,200 feet from crest to crest. 4 football fields would fit across it, end to end. Walls vary in height from 4 feet up. A ring with an interior ditch and a gateway opening to the east. But here, people coming from other parts of the complex.
So that was a little bit of the inside of the visitor center. We're walking around now just to see some more. The thing that I found the coolest was the fact that the way that we're having this described to us, there's evidence of people being here up to 13,000 years ago, which completely shatters the ideas that we've had of humans here and their history and all that, which is super cool. We also talked to Carrie, who was inside. She was a employee of the visitor center and knew more about this place than I ever thought that one person could know, and she's very, very passionate about it, which is always cool.
We stopped here because I saw the sign. I was like, I watched a documentary on that place like a year and a half, 2 years ago. We should stop there because we had nothing planned for today other than the highway. And we stopped here, and Carrie knew more than the documentary even had in it. And they excavated a 13,000-year-old mastodon in this area, she was telling us. And she's locally native, and she was there when it happened and actually touched the leg of it. Like, she was awesome. She was awesome. If you ever come here, go see Carrie.
And if you're watching this, Carrie, thank you very much, because we very thoroughly enjoyed that.
Thank you.
A lot of good stuff to learn.
There was also a library in Central America that was just this like hub for knowledge on ancient native history, and contained books that we think may have been actually able to explain a lot of the Aztec stuff and stuff up here that we currently know absolutely nothing about. But it also contained native religious books. So the Spanish got there and immediately burnt it down without even trying to learn anything because they deemed it blasphemous. And like, that in and of itself is a shame. We erased everything we could have potentially known about these things. The exact size of the exact width of the circle times 6 is the distance from this one to this one.
You can see just the trench down there, and the actual hill that makes this into sort of the moat that it is here. And it just goes all the way around here. No, it's fascinating. This was all done by hand before machinery, before any kinds of measurements that we have today. To have this all excavated by hand, even with modern day excavating technology, this would take years to do.
Yeah. I can't imagine trying to put in your head the idea of, you know, making a tool to help you do it. Obviously, we can just go to Home Depot now if we had to do something like that. It was buy an excavator. But then I don't know if they would, or we just did it by hand, or if they actually had tools to help them. It'd be cool to actually know. But
the amount, even if they had a shovel, the amount of cultural history and teaching
100%.
that has to go into making a perfect shovel that'll actually work, that takes a few generations to do that. And she was telling us that there was that 13,000-year-old mastodon had arrowheads in it and signs of, you know, being speared. The amount of cultural heritage, once again, that goes into making an arrowhead properly, or an arrow that can even fly, or a spear that can do the same, it takes generations to be able to perfect that enough to kill a mammoth or a mastodon, which is older.
The other thing that she was telling us too was there are different actual circles and different shapes, and each of them, based off of one of the smaller circles, was the size of the diameter of it, exactly 6 times apart. And they're perfect circles, they're perfect octagons. So it's not like they just eyeballed it and said, yeah, this will make a good circle, and it came out of some round oval thing. Like, it was well executed, which is the fascinating part. It shows that we really do have no idea of what they were capable of mathematically, what they knew how to do.
And each one was perfectly aligned to astronomical, whether it's stars or a solstice or something astronomical, each one aligns to something. And you know, you only get like 2 solstices in a year. You know how many years it takes to determine exactly where that's going to happen and make something there? That's a perfect octagon. You know, we know nothing.
This wasn't just we're going to make an octagon and 2 weeks later they popped something out. It was probably several hundred, if not thousands of years of planning and passing on cultural information. And
Unless they just use the rent-a-excavator program that Home Depot has.
it shows how little we really do know.
Crazy.
Because we're only left to theorize and say they probably did this.
That's the thing, is it's like not documented at all, which is crazy how they've even found out this much information.
Us Americans, we're supposed to be the most advanced people the world's ever seen. If society fell apart right now, it's taken us at least 10,000 years to be able to make something like this. Like, they were smarter people than the average American citizen by ridiculous amounts.
Like, who knows what they know that we don't know now?
We're imbeciles compared to those people.
Honestly. And if you're watching this video here and you have more information on this, or I missed something, or we said something incorrectly, go ahead and let us know in the comments, because I am very curious. We learned a lot in there, but obviously I can't retain all the information, and I'll definitely go back and look up some more about all this. But it really is cool to see and be standing here on land that we know a lot, yet almost nothing about. We're left to theorize with a whole bunch of it. It's cool stuff. You can see the trenching right there and the mounds built up. They said they're about 16 to 18 feet tall, they estimated they were. So they stand somewhere between 14 and 16 feet tall now. We're heading out. You can see on the maps on my phone that it's in a perfect circle right there. So that's where we were just walking through up there. Pretty cool to be able to see. But we're gonna head back to our hotel. I think it's an hour 41 minutes, 6:06 arrival, so not too bad. If we see anything else, we'll stop. Otherwise, we'll be heading straight there. We are crossing over the river now, which means that we are crossing into Wheeling, West Virginia. We have West Virginia to go, and then Pennsylvania, and then Maryland, home sweet home. There it is. Welcome to West Virginia. Park to get out, stretch our legs a little bit. We're right down by the riverfront now, and our boy down here is just ripping it. Nice little area down here by the water. Last night out when we're in Wheeling, so we're gonna go to TJ's Sports Garden restaurant. I went here with my dad back in 2021 when we picked up the Dodge Ram pickup truck. Once again, another video I took. Check it out here, but let's go in and grab some grub. We've made our way here to TJ's Sports Garden, which is where we're going for dinner, as I've showed the outside of. I like the atmosphere of this place. It's kind of what drew me back, and I remember the food and service being pretty good last time we were here, so we're having a tough time deciding on what to eat because there's a lot of good stuff, but we'll figure something out. I always like when a restaurant differentiates themselves by doing something. Never had one serve popcorn as a little appetizer instead of like chips and salsa or
And
something.
we're not complaining.
It's very good popcorn. As you can see, we pretty much demolished this in just the past couple minutes. It's good stuff. You know I had to get those mozzarella sticks. The wings were a must. They always are. Meatball sub, onion rings, steak, and then the good old cheesesteak sub. Heading on out from our dinner at TJ's. Peace out. What's a vacation without a trip to Cabela's? We'll show you what we get shortly. We've left Cabela's. We all have pretty much a similar Cabela's haul of 1 to 2 pairs of fish flops. Of course, I've shown mine in the previous videos, but my dad doesn't own a pair and his birthday is coming up.
None of our dads own a pair.
Exactly.
So you know what we had to do.
My dad really hates them, so I decided to be the nice, loving son that I am and get him a pair as a souvenir from the trip.
They were $95.
Yes. No, don't worry, I got him something else too. That's not the only thing, but I'm sure by the time he sees this video, he's gonna be like, yes, I still haven't worn them and it's been months, but... We have made it to our final destination, our final hotel destination, that is. We're at Microtel Suites in Tridelphia. West Virginia. Yeah, West Virginia. It's right outside of Wheeling. Nice looking place on the outside. Final obligatory room tour. Cheating on this one here because we've already been inside. That's why the lights are on, but this might honestly either be on par with the Best Western or be the nicest one that we've been at so far, honestly. Yeah. If I'm remembering correctly too, it's only like 80 bucks or so, which is not bad at all. But honestly, I was waiting to say it until the last night so we wouldn't jinx ourselves. I think the first night was the worst one that we had.
That's a fact.
Like it was dirty, it smelled.
We walked in and it immediately just smelled like
alarm went
Yeah, fire alarm went off. 6:51 in the morning, right? But
Yeah.
no, I'm not complaining about this one at all. This is a good note to end on here. Good stuff. So entrance door, bathroom here, and then Colby has died on the bed.